Up the silver cord. Theron returned to his body to find his mouth trailing off a sentence that had not been spoken by himself. He only caught the last bit, something about chopping a donkey climbing a hillside. But it had stopped as he reappeared inside his head, faced with a few people looking blankly at him. It weren't me who said that, he offered by way of explanation of whatever strangeness had just spewed from his lips, as though something else talking through him was any less odd. The others looked embarrassed. He'd had this before disappearing and then coming back to his body with no idea where he'd been in between, just patterns for memory. That was the first time he'd been aware of his head saying something when he got back in. Oh well. He looked around to make sure none of the vultures had taken anything, put another big stone on the pipe, lit it and licked it in one go. Holding the clouds down, he looked at the shadow spiders crawling around him and then exhaled. Later, when the others had left, bar one, little Dan soldiered on through the weird wired atmosphere for the handouts. Theron stood at the window, checking for what? Police? Maybe. He sat down, stood again, looking out, and there he was, a man staring straight up at him. "Look at that geezer down there," Theron said, eyes showing fear. Little Dan peered out, but there was no one there. "Where?" "Look down there. He's not even hiding." "There's nobody there, mate," little Dan said, a sly grin spreading. Theron rubbed his face, unsure of everything. He sat down, took another lick on the pipe, and inside his bonebox cinema, playing on a loop, Stan Laurel was saying, "We're not us, we're two other fellas." Back at the window he watched, staring out. There was a long-limbed, naked alien creature sitting on a deck chair, pretending to read a book while spying on him. Theron stepped back from the glass in horror. "Look down there! Tell me that monster ain't sitting there!" Seeing little Dan's mouth and nose extending out like a dog's snout, he punched him straight in the face. "You're fucking one of them!" Theron swayed slightly, gazing at his knuckles, wondering if the small man he'd just knocked down was real. Little Dan got up dazed and wiped the blood across his upper lip. Feeling the attack was worth what had been given to him all day and night, he thought better of complaining. He saw Theron setting up another bone on the glass. "Why don't you stop doing that and have something to calm down?" Theron looked at him a moment, checking he wasn't a threat, and reached for the spoon and syringe. "Yeah, I know." He cooked the fix and shot himself up a smooth landing. Face slackened, losing the mad grimace. He slumped in his chair. Little Dan looked on, hopeful of another free ride from the skits over all the tickets. Patron saint of lost losers and lunatics.